Today's project is going to be this great bookcase with cabinet storage down below, adjustable shelves, a cornice, great cherry top, some great shop-made molding details, drawers, and some cabinet storage down below. The only problem is that I lost all the footage for this project. But we're gonna make a video anyway. Let's make something cool. Alright, so if you watched the last video, you already know that I had an external hard drive fail on me, taking all the footage of this project with it. I had a computer company working on trying to get that data back for me. They were able to retrieve 80% of the data on that hard drive, except for all the footage that came with this project. No! But it's okay, we are going to adapt and overcome. We're gonna fill in all the gaps. The video is just gonna get a bit simplified, that's all. So thank you guys so much for your patience. I can't tell you how much it means to me. Speaking of patience, thank you to Rockler, the sponsor of this video, for their unbelievable patience. Rockler is a phenomenal source for your woodworking and hardware needs. Make sure to check them out on rockler.com and check out your local Rockler to see what they've got in store and see what kind of classes they have going on. So with that being said, let's get started on this project. Let me tell you a little bit about this thing, what's going on here. Alright, so as I told you before, we have a top and bottom cabinet. But why is there two of them? So this is actually going to be a part of a much larger build. This is going to be a part of an entertainment center. So these two are actually going to be bookend on either side of an entertainment center that's going to go in the middle, and then on top we're going to have a thin cabinet that's going to bridge in between them on top of the TV. So that's why they are not painted yet. I'm going to paint these when the whole project is done. It's going to be a part of a 3-part video series. So we're going to start off this project like we would with any other cabinet or bookshelf and cut up the plywood pieces for the carcasses. By the way, plans and dimensions for this project are going to be available in the description below, and it's going to come with a cut diagram and a materials list. Got all my parts cut, but before I assemble these parts, I've got my dado stack set up in the table saw so I can cut some 3/8 by 1/4 inch rabbets on the tops, bottoms, and the side to accept the plywood back. Time for assembly, and this is what it's all about right here. So Rockler has always had these great assembly squares, but now they've completely redesigned them, made them beefier, and added some great features to them. So there's 3 different styles. So you've got the regular squares, but now they've got these great clips on the sides, and you can switch between 1/2 inch material or 3/4 inch material. But you just snap these on, slip these on the sides, and not only will they hold your parts together while you attach them, they will hold them square, and it will leave your hands free to do all the other things. Now, if you want a little bit more clamping power, they've designed these these squeeze clamps to go with them. You just snap them in place, and now you've got a lot more clamping power behind this. These guys are just a little different. They've got these great screw clamps, which also, by the way, have a quick release button. And these are great because you place these on the floor and the parts just sit in this cradle. Screw down the clamps and you're ready to attach. They also have this version where you can set this at any angle that you want and still have that free range of motion to attach things with your other hands to do, again, all the other things. And with all these versions, you can use the clips or you can use the squeeze clamps. All the accessories are all interchangeable. They even have baby-sized ones for smaller parts like drawers or jewelry boxes. I just love these little guys.
He's so fluffy, I'm gonna die!
And when you're done with all the carcasses, just go ahead and glue and brad nail on a simple 1/4-inch plywood or Luan back. Now, before I put the face frames on, I want to drill all the shelf pin holes. And of course I'm going to do this with the Rockler Jig-It shelf pin hole jig. Honestly, I just love that it's called the Jig-It. But one of the cool things that I love about this particular jig is that you can reference it on the outside edge, or if you got the back on already like I do, you can flip it over and still reference it from the inside. Done. Face frames were comprised of 1x2s, and I just used pocket holes to attach them together. Perfectly strong. And I just kept it simple with glue and brad nails. And since we are painting this, all we gotta do is put some wood filler in there, and you never know the difference. After installing some mounting blocks for the drawer slide, because I want the drawer slide to be flush with the side of the face frame, I'm gonna use this universal drawer slide jig to install the drawer slides. Extremely fast and extremely easy. Just chuck it up in this slider. Since I'm doing everything flush with the face frame, I do want to put some stock in here to line it up, like so. I actually had that upside down. Like so. Clamp it and screw it. Installing the drawer itself is just as easy with these particular jigs. I am never installing drawers or drawer slides a different way ever again. As far as the tops of the bases are concerned, this is the only thing that's not going to be painted. So I glued together a couple of 1x8 cherry boards. I did a nice subtle radius on all three sides with a 1/2-inch radius bit. And as far as the trim is concerned, when I attach the trim, and this is important, when I attach the trim, I temporarily screwed the top to the base from underneath, and obviously I attached the trim with some brad nails, but I attached them to the top only, not the base, because we want to be able to unmount it and then do this afterwards. And let me show you why. Because we want to install this top for the base on the top cabinet, like so. So I pre-drilled some holes, and I've also installed some threaded inserts on the bottom of the top cabinet. Pay no attention to these holes over here because these were a mistake. Now we can install this whole assembly on top of the base cabinet, and the very tall cabinet will not fall over. Oh, by the way, I finished this cherry top with Rubio Monaco Plus Clear. Now it's permanently installed on the top of the base, and it's not going anywhere. When installing the cornice on the top of the top cabinet, I found it very helpful to scribe a mounting line then temporarily put a ledger just under that line, so that way when we are putting our corners together and trying to line everything up, that's just one less hand that we have to use. Then kerchunk, 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 and be done with it. The doors, they are a shaker style door, and they are comprised of 1x3s and a 1/2-inch MDF panel. I've done MDF because, again, we're going to be painting it, so it doesn't matter. I did add a little extra trim to it to make it pop. Now, for the door trim, the base trim, the scotia underneath, and all the beadwork on all the frames, I'm so sorry that I lost all the footage for that, but if you go to the New Yankee Workshop, Season 16, Episode 4, the Shaker Bookcase, Norm Abram shows you how to do every single one of these trims. So Norm, if you're watching this, I hope you're proud of me. Anyway, once you're done assembling the door with the tongue and groove joinery, and you're ready to flip it over and bore out the cavities for the door hinges, Rockler also makes a great jig for this. This jig allows you to set things up once, and now if I have 20 doors to do this for, no more measuring involved, I've got a stop set up, and I can go ahead and bore away. The stop is set, the locations are set, piece of cake. As far as the shelves are concerned, it's just regular 3/4-inch plywood, but I've dressed the face with some 1x, and I've made it 1 inch tall to make it look like these shelves are a lot beefier than they really are. And that does it for this video. Again, I am so sorry about losing the footage on you guys and not having a more detailed video for you, but look out for the other companion videos to this particular project in the future. But again, if you are interested in making this project, I have very detailed plans in the description below. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.